out?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, you live too?
Yeah, you got to give that crazy PKA opening though, like Lefty did the WWE
Oh,
version.
dude, that was out of control. No,
Lefty,
I
Lefty
can't do all
killed
that.
it, dude. That was crazy.
I'm just gonna do my regular shit.
Go for,
keep,
go
keep doing
for
my
it,
regular
dog.
shit.
Hit your gimmick, dog.
All right, let's see. I just want to make sure I'm streaming everything before I start.
Oh man, from 3-1.
You're good. Like, do you see your video and shit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I see my screen. Only
I know there's
one
like
person's
a
watching,
delay.
but yeah. Oh, that's right. It's like a 50-second delay, isn't it?
That's huge. Yeah, that's why I always give it a minute when I start streaming, and then I can just go in afterwards and just edit it out. You know.
Yeah, and Twitch did the same thing though too. So Twitch used to be like the king of that, and then 6 people.
Solid. All right, so you ready? You ready to do this? You ready to start this thing up?
Yeah, dude, totally ready to go.
Okay. Hey guys, what is going on? CMPULS here, coming at you guys with my Extreme Rules review, and of course, we usually do a live stream, but this time I'm doing something a little different here, and I'm here with my co-host, Tubby Emu.
How's it going, Pulse? I'm excited.
Yeah.
We have midgets running wild, and I'm
we
ready for it.
We had a lot
dude.
of crazy stuff. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I think this pay-per-view has got me. I think the pre-show, this sets the example for all future pre-shows. Has to live up to this one.
I didn't expect so many spots, honestly. I thought it was just going to be kind of like a dud, but I was very surprised. I was very like happy how it turned out, to be honest.
And I think everybody, I didn't see a lot of people tweeting about this, but they missed the Drew McIntyre spot, the butterfly over the top rope, through the table.
I'll be honest with you, I had no clue why he did that.
Yeah, like I didn't even know Drew could do that. Like I was like, what?
He just did it for no reason.
Well, there was a dude right in front of the table, though, right? Like, it's just, why would you do it when a guy's standing in front of the table? Like
well,
that.
it seemed like everyone had like one kind of big spot. Heath went through the 4 mini tables, and then Jinder and Los Matadors went through the tables and ladders, and then Drew just did a plancha over the ropes and went through a
just
table.
randomly goes to the table. I really liked it, though. I thought they did a great job on the pre-show. And would you say that was your favorite pre-show of all time?
Seeing it's the only one that I can remember, yeah, probably.
I think. Wait a minute. What about Mania? Mania had a pretty good one, but nowhere.
What was the Mania pre-show? I already forgot.
The tag team match with Cesaro and when Jack Swagger and him.
That was all right, but I think this is just fun. And I'll be honest with you, when I came into this, you know, like my whole thing up to this was, holy shit, are we really doing this right now? You know, like, are we really doing Hornswoggle? I keep calling him Hornswoggle for some reason. Like I'm combining El Torito and Hornswoggle. I've done it twice or like 3 times now. But yeah, I was like, oh god, this is gonna be a fucking disaster. But they brought it all. The mini announcers, the mini refs, the mini fucking commentators. It's crazy, dude.
I thought they did a great job with the mini commentators. And, like, it made it feel so much more... Now, there was, like, leading up to those dirt sheets about the special dude that was supposed to be there. Was he the referee? Was that who that was?
I didn't even read that dirt sheet.
There was supposed to be one of the guys from Micro Wrestling, one of the big guys that was supposed to be part of the match. Like, they had speculated it being a triple threat or something. Or whether or not...
Is that like Hulk Hogan's thing?
Yeah, that's what it was. And
the Micro Championship Wrestling?
Yeah. The only thing I question, though, with this, I was thinking to myself before the match, was like, wait a minute, do they have to use up a Hornswoggle date? Like, is he getting fired?
Dude, Hornswoggle, dude, I don't know if you know, but like he's like super passionate about wrestling. Yeah, I was watching an interview with him, and he is like super into it, and I was very surprised. I thought he was just there, you know, like he was just like, oh, we need a midget, whatever. But he's like super passionate about it. He was like, that's what he wants to do for the rest of his life. So it's pretty crazy. That's kind of like him.
When he ran into that second rope, when Torito jumps outside the ring, and he ran, I lost it. And I'm like, this is going to be a great match, and they absolutely killed it. They did a great job.
I thought it was funny. The mini commentators were like, they're just kind of making fun of and like taking jabs at like the regular commentators, like they were plugging the app and the network, like they had this whole little thing where they're plugging that. And I'm pretty sure I heard a Maggle reference. I don't know if you heard that.
No, I was still mad when they the mini announcers gave their names, and then Michael Cole and them changed it because
they changed it every time.
Yeah, I liked. Well, no, by the end they were calling him JB Alf. I like the other one that he called himself originally. I can't remember what it was. But
it was the Wee BL or something.
Wee BL. I thought that was a pretty good name.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing about that whole match, though? What's the one thing? Was it all the spots? Was it my favorite thing for me was like Hornswoggle climbs this ladder, right? And everybody's cheering him on. And even El Torito stands up like, come on, come on, come on, come on. And I thought he was going to let him take the spot for him. And then he rolls out of the way. I thought that was like my favorite. I was like,
yeah, that was a good spot.
That was
I think my favorite though was like Heath Slater going through the 4 mini tables, because the first thing I thought was, oh my god, this is just like WrestleMania 17. Holy shit, you know, like we're going to flashback here. But and I have a soft spot for Heath Slater. I really enjoy him too. I don't know if it's because we had the same hair color or not, but I really enjoy Heath Slater, and I thought it was cool that he ended up doing that little spot. And I thought it was ridiculous to have where did they find these mini tables and ladders and chairs?
I was wondering, when did they set them up? Like, that's when he went through the 4 tables. I'm like, what? Excuse me? Who set him up?
Dude, it's only WWE, right? That shit can only happen in the WWE.
Yeah, like, they have a specific license on those kind of tables, too. Because if you go to any indie show, like, I think it was Booker T as ROW when they had their first tables match, the table would not break, and they did, like, 50 moves through it. And, like, New Japan, like, all these, like, nobody has just the simple breakaway tables like WWE. And
did you, talking about breakaway tables, did you catch TNA last week?
Yeah.
That part where he had the table with Dixie spray painted on it, you could see the line down the table where they cut it.
TNA makes it so obvious. Like, I don't know what it was a couple months ago. Well, I think it was when Mr. Anderson and them were doing something. You could literally see the table was cracked.
Yeah. Yeah, TNA they don't hide the table at all.
They're making it crazy, but I didn't even worry about any of that tonight. I think they put on a show, and I really enjoyed the first show.
Yeah, and El Torito actually ended up winning that after he put Hornswoggle through a table. Of course, they had to end it through a table.
I was still hoping for Renee Young to come out, and I wanted El Torito to chase her around. Chiquita, baby! Like, I was still hoping for that. I know, right? Because if you watch the JBL and Cole show, and I don't know if you do, but it is the greatest thing going. And when he chases her around going, Chiquita, baby! It's just
Does he actually do that?
Yeah, he totally does. In one of the scenes, like, Renee's about to testify, and then he chases her out of the courtroom.
Testify to what?
Oh my God, you have no idea. Oh my God. So they put Cody Rhodes on trial, and the judge is Zeb Coulter. I mean, you have to watch it. You're gonna absolutely lose it.
I think I need to catch up on it because I don't know any of this.
Yeah, and the reason I brought it up was because you're a big fan of Heath, right? In this series, he plays Clem, and Clem is JBL's nephew. He wears JBL's hat and everything, and he acts like his nephew. And Clem is more over than Heath Slater. If you watch it, they all love Clem, and JBL fucking hates it. He's like, oh my
Clem,
God.
like, what is Clem exactly? Is it like a backwood hillbilly gimmick or something?
It's Heath Slater with JBL's outfit. Like, it's his nephew. He's playing JBL's nephew, and JBL hates it. It makes it awesome. So
I have to check that out. I've been meaning to. I just haven't ever gotten around to it because I know the Bad News Barrett thing started on the JBL and Cole show too, right?
Yeah, that's one of the things I was kind of leading into. Like, they're bringing in stuff from other avenues of their programming into TV. And I know you really weren't a big fan of the Bad News, but like you wanted him to call him Wade Bad News Barrett,
right? Yeah.
And I actually just like the B&B.
I can't. It's too wrestling, It's too wrestling. Like the fact that his fucking name is Bad News Barrett, Like it's just kind of like I feel like you could have just keep calling him Wade. He has a first name. Sometimes I'm just not a big fan of wrestlers with like one name. I feel like wrestlers should have like human names. Like Wade Barrett is a human name, but you can give him the tagline "Bad News." Like you can still do the bad news thing, but you still like keep his first name and shit.
So if you're not a fan of one name, what do you think when they put in just Cesaro and Big E? When they drop Langston?
I don't know why they dropped Langston. And I don't know why they just dropped Cesaro. They said Antonio. Like I remember reading, they said Antonio was like a weak person's name, and I was like, I never thought, like I never watched a Cesaro match and go, man, that Antonio, he's a weak dude from that name, Like I never did that. I don't know.
Oh man.
I didn't like it.
Oh man, that's the first match that started off the show. Yeah, the triple threat elimination match. Now I think you tweeted about this. You were surprised. Like even the announcers didn't realize it was an elimination chamber match, an elimination match. Right?
Right, yeah. And it's funny, because the announcers miscalled it, right? I guess they thought the match was over. And then they were like, whoa, he kicked out. When they replayed it, he didn't even move at all. Like, he didn't kick out at all. I had people on my timeline saying, like, Swagger kicked out. Like, everyone was just all over the place. It kind of threw off the match a little bit, in my opinion. Like, I think everyone was kind of stuck on what the fuck just happened,
Yeah, it was kind of, when it went dead quiet for a second there, it was like Brock Lesnar. Like I was expecting that meme to take off, Like, what the fuck just happened?
Right, yeah.
And I saw somebody tweet like, "That's what happens when Vince is not on the other end of the microphone."
But you know, there's something I wanted to talk about that happened during this match. We had you know, Cesaro, and he's the king of swing or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, Paul Heyman has a new nickname for him every week, but king of swing, and he does the swing, and people love it, and he kind of gets face heat, right? Like that's what it gets, and I don't know if we're supposed to be booing him and cheering him at this point, but the swing gets face heat, and that's what it just gets, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it when the face comes in and interrupts the swing. Like when Rob Van Dam, he's obviously the face in this match, and he comes in and breaks up the swing, he just gets heel heat all on him. Like the crowd just boos the shit out of him,
Yeah,
right?
I really hated that. I was pretty pissed off. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's not just right now, it happens all the time. Like it happened with the Usos. It's happened with like a bunch of different people where they just kind of break it up, and it's just, why are you breaking this up, you know?
Do you
It's
think they're
weird.
trying to prolong like a super epic swing? Like I know we did a longer one at Mania, but like, do you think they keep breaking it up just to like get that one epic? Do you think he'll ever have an indie style one where he goes 50, 100 times? Do you ever think it's gonna be possible?
He has to have someone who weighs like 90 pounds, you know, like Grizzly Redwood or whatever.
If
I think
Evan
that's his
Bourne
name.
comes
I
back,
remember
you,
watching that.
you could throw Evan Bourne into it.
Does he even exist anymore?
Yeah, they're gonna put him in a tag team with Tyson Kidd, yo. If you read the dirt sheets, bro. Where
They're
have you...
not putting anybody in a tag team with anybody, bro. No, no.
No, they totally are. They're gonna throw him in there. I actually think they need to make a stable now with Hornswoggle and 3MB and El Torito. Like
El Torito too. They just throw Primo and
yeah,
Evico.
all the little guys. Just give them in. No, I'm talking like all the little guys. Like, I would love if at the tomorrow on Raw, all the announcers came out again.
Well, what do you, you were talking about this? What exactly would an Evan Bourne and Tyson Kidd tag team accomplish?
Yo, the two guys on the TV that should be on TV, I guess. I don't know.
All right, look. Tyson Kidd's a great wrestler, but he is boring as a sack of bricks, all right? He is not an entertaining dude to watch.
Yeah,
Like,
I hate to say that, but I agree. As much as people like want him to get a push, I don't think he's ever going to get a push because when they lost David Hart Smith, his whole thing went out the window. When the
Yeah.
Hart Dynasty broke up, Tyson Kidd's done for, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere. WWE, I don't think there's any way you can push him anymore. Because if you take away Tyson Kidd, you take away the connection to the Hart Dynasty. And
I wasn't watching back then, but I have gone back and watched it. I thought that was kind of cool how they had that set up. But you know, if they just bring back Tyson as the guy who just kind of, you know, when Tyson's entrance on 2K, it's like one of those preset entrances. When his entrance is literally just him walking to the ring smiling, you know, that's a problem. And then you have Evan Bourne who can play a character and can do a good job as a character. A lot of people shit on him for not having mic skills, but I've seen him work a good character and do a good job on it. And they just throw him up with the peace sign, smiley face flip guy, and it's just like, well,
I
that's
still
what you get,
still think WWE messed up a huge opportunity to have Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards and Evan Bourne in a stable in WWE.
You know, I don't know why they didn't pick up the Wolves, to be honest.
I thought that would have been an awesome thing to see. What was your in that match with Cesaro, Swagger, and Rob Van Dam? Were you surprised at all that Jack Swagger got eliminated first, though?
I don't know, dude. There was no way that he wasn't going to get eliminated first. I did think he was going to come back in later.
Yeah. I thought they were going to prolong the Cesaro Swagger thing, for sure.
I thought, yeah, he was going to come back in and then we're going to get something else, but no, they just said fuck it.
We forgot to mention this. Somebody brought this up on a tweet. What do we think about his opening to the Brock Lesnar thing, where he gets the EC dub thing when he comes out before he introduces Cesaro, and he was doing like the ECW Creed and everything, and then he's like, the rule is in my client Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah,
because he's done it many different variations now.
Right.
And he continues to do it, and it's
I mean, every time he does it, it's great, right? I mean, like it's never bad. And I thought the "Thou shalt not boo Paul Heyman" shit, that was cool. I really enjoyed that.
Oh man, do you think they're ever gonna get him face or heel with Cesaro? Like, where's he gonna go? Like you said, you get the face heat when you break up the swing. You got him coming out all the time with Brock Lesnar. Are we supposed to be cheering him or booing him?
I don't know. People want to cheer him, you know. I think they went the wrong way with it, to be honest. And I know a lot of people are going to dislike this, but I honestly think they need to stop sticking people with Paul Heyman at this point. I think he should only be with Lesnar. Cesaro, I feel like he's getting better on the mic, but if you guys follow, I love Cesaro, but he is ass on the mic most of the time. He is goddamn terrible. So it would be cool if he had someone on the mic, but it's just like I don't think Paul Heyman's doing anything for him. And Paul Heyman struck out more times than he has hit the home run in the past couple of years. Like I think he was with Ryback at one point, and then he was with Curtis Axel at one point. And I mean, given the dude can't do miracles here, but I kind of feel like he's the Lesnar. Lesnar is the Heyman guy, right? And I think that's what we should keep it at.
If they could pair anybody with him, though, who do you think they would pair with? Who would you want to see him get paired with? Or do you think they're setting up like a huge ex-Paul Heyman support group match?
They could probably do it at this point. They could probably do it. No, but I don't want to see him with anybody else. Like, he's great and everything, but it's like once Lesnar broke the streak with Heyman at his side, that's it. You can't really put him with anyone else and kind of expand it.
Doesn't that make people want to strive to work with Heyman because his client, the guy he mentored, the guy that he brought up, went on to beat the most cherished thing in WWE? Like, don't you think that's a thing that almost waved not only to put over Brock, but to put over Paul Heyman? Because I can agree with that. In the build-up, I actually wanted them to go more of the Rob Van Dam former, client thing with, former Paul Heyman guy. And I hope we see more of that because, I would still like to see that. I don't know where Cesaro goes from here now with Heyman.
I don't either, but I thought the way he won tonight was cool with the neutralizer on the trash can. I thought that was pretty solid.
I saw somebody tweet out, say goodbye to RVD's dick or something. The trash can was sliced where he landed on it.
I got about 3 tweets that said that he almost fucked his eye up again. I didn't see that, but apparently that almost happened tonight.
I thought he was going to do a Van Terminator. Well, I can't even remember what it's called now.
I think the Van Daminator is the
from the jumping across. Like when they when they did the final spot where he did the suplex into the frog splash, I honestly thought that was setting up a Van Terminator.
Oh yeah,
that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought Swagger was going to hit him down and then he was going to jump across the ring. Walks up, hat floats up.
Well, we had this is where Extreme Rules, this was good, right? The beginning was awesome. I thought Extreme Rules was off to a hot start, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even the next match, Rusev and Truth and Woods, there's not much to talk about here, but I just don't want to talk about Lana, dude. I was going to talk about Lana, bro.
That's all that I think. It's so nice that they let Lana come out with a bodyguard. Just to save her. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. I want to see Lana just give Lana to Cesaro. I love Lana
is just
so
all
much.
Woman, bro. She is just
post-match. That camera shot almost got low enough.
Bro, she knows, bro. She knows what she's working with, bro. That's just retarded.
Oh man, would you rate her right now the top diva? As far as the knockout factor? Yeah. Would you put her there?
I got a thing for Paige, bro. I
get that.
A lot of people do.
I get that. It's just when she comes out and when she flaunted it tonight too.
She does it. I don't know if you noticed, but she's been doing that shit too. She knows that shit, bro. She's getting herself over. That's what it is, dude.
Oh my god, she's as confident as that girl in the David Otunga picture. She knows it.
That picture is OD. Holy shit.
What I was still surprised though that when Rusev came out and beat up R-Truth and Xavier Woods to start it off, that one move kept Xavier down for the whole time.
Oh yeah,
one fall away on the outside. This is Extreme Rules. Way to put over Xavier Woods here.
Yeah, but that was kayfabe as fuck. Yeah.
I was pretty disappointed with that. But
that's why I think they're gonna do something with Woods and Xavier, or Woods and Xavier, Rusev and Woods later on, because it was more so just Xavier. Why do I keep wanting to call Rusev Xavier? Rusev just shitting on R-Truth this whole match. So I think they're gonna keep going with that.
I see. I don't know exactly what people were tweeting about earlier tonight. What's next for Rusev? You don't get that thing when Ryback came in and Ryback dominated everybody. I don't get that feeling for Rusev. Because he's been put into stuff that doesn't even matter. I mean, your first pay-per-view is R-Truth and Xavier, and I guess your first pay-per-view you don't go out with the biggest match. But I don't really see where Rusev goes from here right now. I think if they throw him with Xavier, after tonight, I don't see Xavier as a legit opponent, though. The dude was knocked out the whole match from one move.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw Xavier honestly as like a legit contender to anything. So
Hey,
I
now,
mean,
come
like,
on, he's working on his PhD. The mind
I
games
got to
are
give
gonna
him
come in
credit.
for
I
him.
give him credit. That's fucking impressive, dude.
Oh man! And then what made a lot of people happy, the internet went crazy for match number 4. Bad News Barrett taking on Big E Langston, or just Big E.
Yeah, that
Did they rush it? Did they rush it in your opinion?
it just wasn't my cup of tea at all. Like I couldn't get I really enjoy Bad News Barrett like now that he's wrestling. But it's just there was nothing here for me. I couldn't there was no traction. I couldn't like grab onto anything. Like the whole match was just like mad to me and something about Bad News Bear that throws me off completely, and I'm not sure if we're supposed to cheer or boo this guy. Like I don't know what if we're
Yeah,
in some
yeah,
sort of
right.
phase where it's like they're letting us choose if he goes heel or face, but he acted like a pure face tonight once that bell rang, completely face the entire time, and I'm just like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Bad News is in, like you said. I honestly I think WWE might be shifting away. I mean, I know they're not going to completely shift away from it, but with Cesaro, with Bad News Barrett, I don't necessarily think there's clearly as defined heel and faces anymore, because I think the people's voice in this new era kind of overrides some of it, right? Like with Wyatt especially and Cena is, I think, like you said, the crowd is kind of picking, and I wonder if WWE is kind of booking to that, or yeah,
They have to be with Barrett. There's no way they're not booking to let us choose and then figure out where to go from there because the dude is just I don't know what to do. I mean, I like him, but I mean I don't know if we're supposed to boo, cheer, like what are we supposed to do with this guy, you know? And then you have Big E who is just feels so bad, dude. He flops so hard, dude.
well, his monitor skill watching though is just through the roof.
It's
He's
incredible. I mean, 4 straight weeks. I mean, he just did it. He blew it out the fucking roofs.
so tomorrow if Barrett comes out and then Big E's standing at a monitor, I think Big E's officially buried. Like I just, and the sad thing is Big E's got such a personality. Like
Yeah, I've seen his Instagrams and stuff.
if you see him, dude, his comedy and stuff, like his tweets especially, have gotten so much personality and so much, like, and we don't get to see that. When we saw that one week when he got on the mic with AJ Lee back a couple months ago, I was like,
Right.
oh my god, yes. And then
Oh, I
nothing
got the
from
mic
Biggie.
now.
Yeah, he's like, finally, they gave it to me. And I was a little disappointed. I did like the spot, that they kind of fooled us with the bullhammer, and then it came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that Superman bullhammer thing he did.
Did you like
It,
it?
from the angle that we got it, it looked like absolute trash. Like just
It
being
did.
honest.
Yeah, it did.
But they played it from the other angle, where it was facing the ramp, and it actually looked pretty cool. Sometimes WWE just picks the wrong angles for moves. That was definitely one of them.
And sometimes camera guys just fall on their ass.
Yeah,
And
and I'm kind of wondering, honestly, where this leaves Big E after he loses the Intercontinental title because he wasn't doing anything with it anyways. And now that he doesn't have it, I mean, he's kind of left with nothing at all. Like, I'm thinking maybe they'll start developing that 5 count gimmick because, it's in his theme song and they still haven't done it yet.
that's what pissed me off, because I loved that gimmick in NXT. Like, I was such a big fan of the 5 count, and I honestly I think exactly what you tweeted out the first time. Once the bass went, Big E's push went.
Yeah, right? Where'd the bass go? I'm still trying to find it.
It was the greatest theme song. I absolutely love that NXT theme song with the bass in it, and then they killed it. They absolutely killed it for the face.
I hadn't even seen the dude fucking wrestle. Like, I didn't even watch like NXT or any of that shit back then. And I heard that fucking song. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this guy. I can get behind this guy. But now it's just like he isn't doing shit. All of his matches honestly aren't even that good. I mean, I'm not saying that they're trash, but it's just nothing special. It's just there's nothing there, man. They got to do something quick, or he's just gonna go.
Oh man, do you think Cena? Because obviously, the rumor was a long time ago that Cena was a big believer in Big E, and Big E didn't give it a push, and then Cena comes back, and then obviously he became Intercontinental Champion. I don't, like you said, I don't know where we go from here with Big E. I think does he get the rematch on the, because they've been doing rematches on Raw and SmackDown. Does this last to the next pay-per-view, or does this happen on Raw or SmackDown, the rematch?
Superstars, bro.
You're gonna put it on Superstars. Oh man.
That's where they're gonna put Big E after this. Just put him on Superstars.
I actually think they could develop a completely different brand as some of the NXT people just for main event or Superstars. Like I think that'd be a good way to get them at least some exposure.
Someone just tweeted me Barrett is a tweener. I don't see that. I don't see him being a tweener at all. I mean, I see him being a full-on goddamn face. Like, that's just straight up.
It's like he comes out and knocks all of us, and we're like, yeah!
Everyone's cheering him, and then he's clapping along with the crowd, and it's just like, what is this? You know, if he was a tweener, it'd be he's not doing anything tweener. He's just doing everything face.
Yeah, if it was tweener, he would get the crowd. He would like be cheering along with him, and then he would do like some dirty tactic, like a low blow, a poke to the eye, like something like that. He's just straight on feeding off the crowd and everything. So I don't see him as a tweener at all, and I don't even necessarily see tweeners anymore. Really, I think the way they're going, I think they're kind of shifting away from that. How long do you think Bad News Barrett's gonna hold this now? Because I think
he'll probably get injured 2 weeks from now.
Oh man,
it happens every time.
Yeah,
he gets a push and he gets injured.
Well, you don't have to worry about Ezekiel Jackson anymore though, because
I don't know. Did you see his guest appearance tonight?
Oh man, what
he was on the truck.
What?
He was.
Oh yeah, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh my god, Big Zeke. Because didn't he get hurt with Big Zeke? Wasn't that one of the times he got hurt when him and Zeke had a feud?
I don't remember. I mean, the ones I remember is like he landed wrong on the outside, and then the one where he was feuding with Randy Orton in it.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got you.
Those are the 2 times that I remember. But it's just like, shit, dude, stop getting injured. It's like that was a big push for him when he was feuding with Randy Orton, and then he just got injured, and it was just like. I mean, it fucking just went, dude. When he lost that push, he lost that push. It was crazy.
That's one of the downsides of WWE. You get that push, and you'll lose it like that, and it's gone. And I do think that the Shield's push right now is on a complete roll, though. I mean,
who?
The Shield? The Shield came out tonight in the big 6-man tag. Out of every match in the pay-per-view so far, did you like the 6-man? Do you think that was like one of the best matches so far leading up to that? Because you weren't a big fan of the Intercontinental Championship match. So
I love the Shield versus Evolution. I thought it was match of the night. Like we probably set it up for match of the year, to be honest.
Oh, nah, the Wii TLC match is still that for me. I love the spots,
what?
But
the Wii. Did you just say the Wii LC?
That was my first tweet. Like I was such a fan of that match. Like it was something that nobody expected to be any good. Like I expected everybody to shit on that match, and the This Is Awesome and everything that was going on. I don't think maybe the match of the year, but I think like surprise match. Like I think they're gonna make a Slammy. I thought it was
entertaining, but I would not put it as match of the year.
I'm talking like I think they're gonna give it a Slammy award somehow. Like that's what I mean. Like match of the year, like surprise match of the year or something. Like I think they're gonna give it something.
You really think so?
Like pre-show of the year.
The mini match of the year probably. They'll probably do something like that.
There you go. Yeah.
But like honestly though, if you would have asked me like before this show started, like if you would have asked me like a couple hours before Extreme Rules started, I would have said this probably would have main evented the show, not the 9 o'clock match. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, I was surprised how early it went on. Like, because it started at what, like 8 o'clock? That's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it started at 9.
Well, 8 o'clock Central.
Fuck a Central.
Hey, I'm
Eastern
I'm in the Central time zone, okay? And yeah, I was surprised how early it went on. And I was really into that match. I really was.
Oh yeah.
And I still think that the Evolution will kick out Batista and bring in Roman.
No. Calm down.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure Evolution's pretty much done at this point.
You're saying they're done.
I'm not saying they're done yet, but I'm pretty sure they were just made to put over the Shield, right? I don't think they could probably go any further than that.
Well, hey, with Batista's movie career, you never know. Because the rumors are flying.
You see his beard tonight?
Huh?
And you see his beard in his tiny pants, Batista. Those was styling.
Those are the Nike, like the cover ones. Like I've always wanted those, but I always had a really fat ankle, so I'm kind of jealous to be honest with you. I've always wanted those kind of shoes with the covers. on the outside.
Did you see during this match? Did you see where Seth Rollins went for a suicide dive and Triple H Samoa Joe the shit out of him? He landed like head first on the fucking barricade.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Triple H just walks away. I'm doing a move. That's crazy. And then you had the Nigel McGuinness tribute by Dean Ambrose, the pendulum lariat. That was really cool. I thought. The one where he goes in between the ropes and then kind of springs himself forwards with it.
He's been doing that a lot lately, and I love that. Like
Yeah, that's
because
cool.
it's Dean's a guy that I like what they're doing with his build, like making him more like super crazy, and obviously like that's what he does. And like he's like that on the microphone, really outspoken and wild. And I like when he does that move because he's a guy
Right.
you wouldn't necessarily see to get that kind of comeback thing. And then when he does that and comes off and just clotheslines the hell out of somebody every time, I'm just waiting for it. Like he does it. I think a couple weeks ago he did it where he went off the ropes one time. The guy pushed him back in it twice. The third time he comes back off, lariats off, and bam, nails the dude. It's like Dean Ambrose. I saw somebody tweet about before this match, though. Did he start wrestling with his United States Championship? I thought somebody said that he was like fighting or like going crazy. I think it was Aubrey. Like he said he was just like wrestling with it or just throwing it around and like beating it up or something.
Yeah, that was actually one of the things I wrote down. I was talking about how Ambrose just like he they go over the guardrail. He just throws the championship on the ground and kicks it to the side. This shit don't mean anything.
He's like, I fucking defended on SmackDown for Christ's sake.
Right? Yeah.
What is good? Does he have to drop that eventually? Like it's doing nothing for him.
Probably just retire it eventually or unify it. I mean, honestly, I don't know why they have two different belts. Really? Do you?
Well, I still think with the network, with the whole like cruiserweight type thing, I'm still waiting for like the bad news of Barrett, like your intercontinental title. Like he's the perfect guy to take away the title from like Dean. And he's like, I've got some bad news. Fuck the United States, and like he just retires the title. Like that's what I've been thinking. Like I think he'll take that title and just be like, I've got some bad news, and like he burns it, and then he brings back the European title or something.
That'd be solid.
Wouldn't that be? I think
like
that would be
yeah.
a good way to go.
I like that.
Now, what did you think? Like they isolated very well. It was very Evolution style match tonight, right? And that's what the Shield normally does. The Shield normally uses those numbers game. Tonight, Evolution did a great job of beating him down. And then the finish, does that make Batista look like a big pansy, or does that make Roman look absolutely epic? The fact that he took
I don't think you can make at this point. I think it's hard to make Batista, Triple H, or Randy Orton look like a bitch. Like even if they fucking mollywop the shit out of them the entire match, they're still Evolution. So,
No. I mean with Roman. I'm talking like specifically Batista because like I thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you could ever make any of them. Like I don't even care if like Heath Slater beat Batista. It wouldn't like take any credibility away from Batista or anything.
Well, in the eyes of the crowd, it probably would because they already hate him anyway. But
All right.
I just think like after tonight, if like what you said, Evolution just reformed once, I think they could end it on like Batista. I hit a fucking pedigree, you couldn't even beat him. Randy, I hit an RKO and you still couldn't fucking beat him. Like that's what that's what I see. That's what I meant by that. Like Evolution just ends because fuck Batista.
Right. Okay.
And Batista couldn't do shit, and he gets speared. And ended it. I like the way that he spells the spear better than Triple H because Triple H never connects with it right. Like he always takes the spear the words like fuck it, I'm not gonna take it all the way. He just Seth Rollins him right into the wall.
Yeah, just like with that fucking suicide dive, I'm not taking that shit. He just moves out of the way. That shit was so funny.
Well,
but how about that? How about jumping? How about Seth Rollins jumping off of the fucking like stands?
Yeah, I saw the crowd like start to go. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna do it, and I expected it, but like they didn't seem like they were in the compact group because normally when they do a big spot like that, they're really compressed, and right when he's about to jump, they were still a little farther apart.
Right.
And then they finally come together. I was like, that's sick.
I honestly think that would be probably replayed for years. Like that was so cool, and the fact that it was against Orton and Triple H makes it like even better.
I'm still like if I'm Roman Reigns and Batista in the ring, they had to lay there for like 2.5 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
And like, I'm one of the people in the crowd are just looking like, okay, really?
Yeah, I loved after the match was over, they just panned back over to where Seth Rollins is, and they're all still laid out, just laying there. like that, it just completely like blew all of them out.
Yeah,
that was awesome, dude.
Out of all that, like do you think this is going to eventually set up Roman versus Triple H like they've talked about or been rumored? Like, do you think the way the match went tonight there's any indication of Roman versus Triple H down the line, or do you think this is it for Evolution? Did they solely put over the Shield? The Shield goes on, or does Triple H still have a bone to pick with the Shield?
I don't think Triple H is going to take a loss. You know, I don't think Triple H is going to take a loss, but I think, like I said, I think Evolution was literally made just to put over the Shield. So yeah, they'll probably, Triple H will probably put over Roman Reigns. That probably makes sense. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, how does that happen now, though? Like, that's what is. We just said that the Evolution.
Triple H just goes, you beat Batista, you didn't beat me. And then, WWE's obsession with this word. You didn't beat me, bitch.
When Stephanie brought that up tonight with the Daniel Bryan promo, like, in the words of Brie Bella, you're gonna make you Kane's bitch. Like, is that like the one word they're using to push the PG boundaries with? Is that the new thing, the bitch?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, Triple H gonna come out. You can't. You didn't defeat me, bitch. So that's how that's gonna go. I mean, it's so easy to set up. They could definitely just go the simple route and just go do that. I'm sure they will.
Oh man.
So
I don't. For me, I don't know if it'd be the match of the night. Like I really enjoyed the match.
What did you think was the match of the night if the Shield versus Evolution wasn't?
I still go back to the TLC match.
God damn it, dude! No.
just from a completely unexpected, because the only reason I say that is because the Shield versus Wyatt matches have been so epic that the Evolution Shield match to me didn't live up to that. I guess is my only downfall because
WresteCrate, man.
Hey man, I'm talking from a simple standpoint of coming into this pay-per-view not expecting anything, because I already expected the Shield versus Evolution to be great, right? I think from a perception standpoint. I bet people on Twitter are just going to skewer me for that, but I really liked it. I actually really liked Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. I know a lot of people hated on this on Twitter. A lot of people crapped all over this.
Bro, that match was ass. Cena doesn't know how to work a cage match, bro. He never has known how to work a cage match. It was honestly a parody of him running into the steel cage. Like Bray wasn't even pushing him. He was just running into it by himself at some points, dude. So ridiculous, dude. So ridiculous.
And that's like one of the things that I didn't really understand. Like I know a lot of people were bitching about it. I still think though the whole, way they played up the ending kind of made it seem like there was a point to all of it. But at the same time, why would Bray ever try to escape the cage if his whole purpose is to get the demon out of John? Like, that's the one thing I couldn't really get past. Like, I understood John Cena trying to escape to get away from Bray. But if you're John at the same time, you're in a steel cage match, wouldn't you want to end the guy that's trying to make you a demon? Like, just pin him in the ring. Like,
dude, if Cena would have won, I would have blew a fucking gasket. Like, I don't even know. Like, if he would have won, dude, that would have been so crazy. But I honestly, like, I wish Bray would have pinned him. I don't know why he escaped. What did Bray get from escaping?
I was really bummed about that. I know when you brought it, like, Cena couldn't even take the pin. And but that just makes it seem like it's going to go on longer, right? It's going to go back to Payback. And that kid, first of all, the whole the voice changer thing.
Little Johnny.
He's just and I like the fact, like, when they did the post-match one later on in the night, he starts to say it in his voice, and then they're like, shh. And then he closes his mouth, and then he mimics it. I like the fact that they did that, though, because, like, I was sitting there wondering, I'm like, why are they bringing in Luke Harper into the ring? I'm like, oh, they're probably going to break up something. And he broke up the attitude adjustment. I think the overall thing that we have to take away from this match is Eric Rowan's cage climbing abilities. Because this dude could climb that cage, and when John Cena was fully out of the cage on the ramp side, and Eric Rowan climbs up, I'm like, how are they going to do this? How is he going to push him back in? And he super climbs up, gets under him, has him on his shoulders, and lifts him up.
That's incredible.
Eric Rowan is a superstar in that match. I absolutely love that.
I don't know. I thought everyone looked like shit, to be honest.
Okay, the only point in that match that I was really pissed off about, because they do this every single time when Cena's in a match with other people outside, was him pushing the door against Eric Rowan, as Luke just sits completely on the other side to watch him. Like, why the fuck wasn't he over there in the first place? And, like, that's the part that I hate, when they try to suspend you that much. Like, Go
Did
ahead.
you see that one? Let me interrupt you for a second. Did you see that one move where Bray like goes for the suplex on Cena, but just ends up throwing him instead?
That's what he does. Yeah, I love when he does that.
That's the coolest shit in the world, dude.
Yeah, I don't know who else he did it to. He did it to a smaller guy. He just fucking throws him.
That's cool, dude.
I really love it. And Cena sold it really well.
Yeah.
I think, you said like Cena doesn't know how to work cage matches. I think that's just kind of like his character. Like they built him up to be kind of that underdog. Because if you remember, and I think this is what a lot of people forget, is at Mania, he brought in the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family didn't attack him. He attacked the Wyatt family. Now this time, the tides turned and the Wyatt family kept him in. So it was like a complete opposite thing. I don't think the story was there like WrestleMania because the psychology of their WrestleMania match blew me away. The physical match may not have been 100%, but like the psychology and the story in that match sold it above everything. And I think what a lot of people were pissed off about tonight was there wasn't really a story.
Well, I mean, you could be the underdog, but I don't think that. I don't think that, should make you run into the cage without someone pushing you. Like, like he can't work a cage match regardless. The dude, like, Bray will, like, touch him on the shoulder and Cena will just throw himself 20 feet into the cage. What is going on?
That's the superpower of Bray Wyatt. It's the mind games, man. You have to get that. Oh, man.
He's not Professor X. Like, good Lord.
Oh, man.
It's so ridiculous.
To me though, I actually kind of like this steel cage match.
I didn't like the match. I thought the ending was kind of cool. My boy, Little Johnny, coming out. Still, I don't know why he didn't get the pin.
I was still hoping. Was it just me? I was hoping for a little Sister Abigail. Like I wish they would have brought out this creepy little girl. And obviously, we still don't know like what Sister Abigail. Like I'm still waiting for that too. But I think they've turned now a kid like a little Cena fan. Like, it would have been so cool if, like, they have something where he's, like, burning his Cena stuff. Like, I would love...
the little kid?
Yeah, like, I would love to see, like, the little kid, like, when they did the choir thing, to, like, have them... I don't know how they would have done it, but to have them be, like, Cena fans, and then, like, they switch it off and he's wearing a Bray Wyatt shirt or something. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, the way they're building this is, like, Cena's kids are kind of turning against him now.
Right.
And... I think that's a good way. I think Jimmy Corderas tweeted this out. Like, what does a heel Cena accomplish, really? Like, think about it. Like, everybody hates him as a face now. Like, at first, when he turns heel, it would be, like, exciting and everything. But then people would still boo him and say same old shit. Like, if Cena's face promos are the exact same thing, what is Cena going to say as a heel?
I don't know if I want to turn heel. I just want him to do something different. God damn it. Like, just do something that isn't the same old joke on the guy and then, oh, I'm going to be serious for a minute and then go, joke again and then be serious.
That's what
Bro,
hate.
Like,
that's what
he does it a lot. He does it a lot.
When he came out a couple weeks ago with that one serious promo, I was stoked for it. I don't know if it was before WrestleMania or before Extreme Rules. He had that one promo where he comes out there who was swearing and shit, and I was like, yeah, I want this John Cena. And then the very next week, he's laughing and
yeah, it's a big joke.
And I was like, oh, man. But I think that's what Bray's doing.
Don't like.
I think that's what Bray's doing, though. He's kind of bringing that out of him a little bit. And I think with the whole, storyline where they're going, I swear to God, though, if they go the 2010 Over the Limit route, or 2011, and they have him just tap out to Cena to an STF, I'd be so pissed off.
I'll be honest with you. I thought he was going to tap out tonight.
You honestly thought he was going to tap out tonight?
I thought it was going to be a tap out, yeah.
Oh, man.
They got to the point with me for Cena that I'm not surprised if Cena beat anybody. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Cena just one night on Raw decided to face Daniel Bryan because he's John Cena and make him tap out. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. Like, that's not something that would shock me. I'm pretty much looking forward to it every time he gets into a match. Like, I just can't wait to say something about this on Twitter.
Really? Oh, man.
Dude, I can't stand Cena. Like, people always, whenever I talk shit about Cena, someone always brings up his Make-A-Wish shit. Like, that's supposed to influence me to like his shitty-ass
like, he can do
one-dimensional
character.
character.
Yeah, he's like, you can do the same Make-A-Wish shit as a bad guy. There's bad guys that do Make-A-Wish too. Like,
I mean, like, it doesn't change the fact that his character is garbage and his wrestling is shit.
Yeah,
and,
you say that though, but like the best matches, and by Dave Meltzer, CM Punk versus John Cena.
That match was solid as fuck, and I'll give Cena. I have no problem. Like, a lot of people have these grudges against people, and if someone like disproves me, if like Cena goes out one week and puts on the best match of his fucking life, I have no problem saying like Cena just blew his load all over this shit, right? Like he just completely
It's we
like
only
just
it's
blew
we
the
only
roof
get
off.
we only get those match every once in a while. It's like
Yeah, Cena fucks shit up more than he does like something good, you know.
But he
And
does put on great matches occasionally. Like the
and
best matches that we always talk about, usually in some way, shape, or form, involve Cena a little bit. And
well,
it's just he
the
needs the
one
right
thing that
opponent for
Cena
that.
does, it annoys the hell out of me, is he yells the moves like he's got a megaphone up to his mouth. Why does he do that?
Yeah, yeah, he calls it out like it's full botchamania central with him. Like
It's
it's so
ridiculous, dude.
obvious. That's kind of what I started doing. I just listen for Cena to call out the moves, and just wait for it because I know like he's the ring general and he basically calls all his matches and everything, but he does make it way too obvious. That was
It's stupid. I don't know how you can sit there and like do that the entire time and no one in the WWE go, "Hey bro, like you should probably whisper." You know?
well,
It's like,
and to be honest, at this point, they're all probably like afraid to go up to John Cena. Like, John, do you want to go ahead and be quiet? Vince,
yeah,
fire
right?
this fucker! Yeah, like that's
I've
the
seen it, goddammit.
yeah. And then Vince comes over. He's my cash cow. Get the fuck out of here! Like that's Vince McMahon shutting him down. So now, if you had to rate this match, 'cause obviously you said you weren't a big fan of it. Where would you put this above Rusev versus Woods and R-Truth then? Because you said you weren't a big fan of it. So
yes. I don't shit on Cena that bad. Like, it's not like he's like, I don't even know anyone I could compare him to. You know, it's just like sometimes
he's
just a
on,
piece
and
of shit.
sometimes he's on, and sometimes it makes no fucking sense. And the reason it doesn't make any fucking sense is because of his character, though, right? Like
Right.
it's just he's put into a place where I just thought tonight when he was trying to escape the whole time, I'm like, you have a fucking cage match where you're keeping those two out, and you're trying to end like you want the match to stay inside the cage. Like it didn't make sense for him to try to escape out. And I think do you know who the Blue Meanie is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he tweeted out tonight. He's like, I think the whole escaping the cage is bullshit in the first place.
Yeah.
I think they should stay in the ring. I still love New Cage though. Every time I see it, I get all excited. I was hoping for a sledgehammer painted steel color on top. Any final thoughts on Wyatt versus Cena? Other than the creepy-ass
Yeah,
kid?
Cena should take a fucking pin for once in his life. Like, I don't know what is the problem. Like, if Bray would have got the pin tonight off of a kid distracting Cena, right? Would that have really done anything bad to him? Would there be 20,000 C Nation kids turning in their Cena gear and going, I'm hanging it up, boys.
Well, why do we always
He
say
lost."
that though? Why do we always say like Cena can't take a pin? Cena's been pinned before. You know,
He doesn't take the pin a lot, bro.
I get that.
Be real with me right now, and you can't sit here and say that he takes the pin. He doesn't take the pin more than he takes the pin.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. I would agree with that. But you know, the same thing when you said he didn't take the pin, it did kind of piss me off a little bit. I'm like, when Bray walked over to the side and then he kind of like thought about it, I thought he was going to go back into the ring and beat him down again. Like, I was just so pissed off when he got out. Like, what are you doing? Unless this is leading to mind games with more, then I'm all for it. Now,
I still think that you still could have went with mind games if he just took the pin. I mean, Cena had a legit reason. Like, he got distracted by the little kid. That's the mind game. Anything after that, it could have went any way possible. You could have escaped like you did, or you could have taken the pin. Like, the only thing that would have been bad is if he made like Cena tap out. That wouldn't.
I was gonna say, does this redeem it all if Bray shows off a new finisher at Payback and makes Cena tap out, Super Cena? Does that redeem?
He should
him
just
not
make him
taking
tap
the
out to
pin?
the STF. Fuck you. Right.
Well, what if he
get
just
little
started?
Johnny to come in and lock in the STF on Cena?
What if he just starts stealing all Cena's moves? Like that for the mind games, like leading up to it, he has a match. Like say they put him in a 3-minute, and then he just starts stealing like the 5-knuckle shuffle, the 5 moves of doom, and Bray's just sitting there fucking laughing. Like I was wanting to see more of that. I wanted Bray tonight to do more of the laughing, the crazy thing like at Mania, and it wasn't there. And I think that's why the match to me wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Not necessarily the whole Cena underdog thing. It was kind of like I wanted to see more of Bray's side. But
Yeah.
Your favorite diva taking on Tamina in a match. Do you think right now that they make people tap out of submissions too fast now? I was legitimately like, really?
She couldn't hold that submission, bro. She could not hold that shit on Tamina.
Really? Do you think she was about to fall over? And Paige was like, fucking tap hold, fat ass.
Yeah. Bro, one thing that I don't know if you know, do you wear headphones when you watch this shit?
No.
Dude, the ref was calling the fuck out of this match. He was like, pin her.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Kick out.
That was.
Dude, I was like,
was he the referee
God.
that fucked it up? Was that
Yeah, he fucked it. He fucked it up.
I was like, he's gonna get an ass chewing first of all, and that just makes me miss Justin Long so much. Like that's what I tweeted out. Like I miss Justin Long as a referee. Like
someone said to me on Twitter, no offense, but Cena took a pin from the Miz at WrestleMania 27. That was like 3 years ago.
With interference from The Rock. I mean,
yeah,
the fucking Rock. I mean, The Rock is kind of a big factor in it here. I think he was talking about he's not taking like in 6-man. Cena never takes the pin. He's always somebody else always a scapegoat.
My favorite thing though is that we got to see Cena take a fucking pinfall by Daniel Bryan. That was nice. We got to see that shit live at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
that was nice. That was cool. Just bringing that up real quick.
Yeah. In the Paige match though, like I legitimately when Paige went for the move on the outside, Tamina catches her when she's going for the Hurricane Rana. And then she just fucking slams Paige into the barricade. I was like, yeah! I legitimately popped in my seat for that. I was like, fuck yeah! I still don't like Tamina's gear, though. I hate Tamina's gear.
Yeah, it's corny. But she doesn't look good in regular gear. She has a weird body type.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, well, just like her dad, though. Her dad always had a weird-ass fucking body type, too. I never liked
Yeah, when he was on fucking roids and shit, and then he got off roids, and he just, oh, God. And then he killed a hooker.
His WrestleMania match is just, ugh.
But this is like another Paige match where I have a problem with this, and I guess it's not as big as a problem because it's on a pay-per-view, but the heel gets way too much offense in, dude. Like, Paige isn't able to get her shit in and, like, you know, get the crowd on her side because it's the heel getting most of the shit in most of the time. Have you noticed that with, like, every Paige match? It's just, like, even with, like, Oksana was getting more moves than Paige was. Like,
well,
who are we putting over here?
Oksana's the greatest diva in the company, so...
Obviously.
I don't want to do... So I really love Oksana. I honestly do. I think she's great, but
I think she's good looking.
I would agree with you. I was really disappointed, but like the way Paige came into the WWE, the whole crying thing and not being ready, I think it kind of fits into that where she's just surprising people out of nowhere. But at the same time, I think if Tamina's not doing anything, by her kind of putting her over, it also makes the division look a little better too. Wouldn't you say? Like she gave Paige quite a challenge, and then Paige out of nowhere gets it. I think it will get a little redundant after a while, though.
Yeah.
Like, who's next for her after Tamina? Where do we go? Because I know the other diva we're never going to get to see her face is Emma, because she's too busy with Fandango and Layla and with the tag matches.
Well, you're just telling me you don't like that.
I wanted to see a reaction, honest to God, last week when they were supposed to have that match, and then the Shield beat down Fandango. When Emma and Santino came out, and then Fandango and Layla came out, I sat in my chair and like facepalmed like you. Like my first reaction was like, "Oh my God, fucking CMPULS is gonna throw something at his TV." Like,
bro, when people try to sit there and when I say like, "Oh God, here we go, Santino," and people go, "Well, Santino, he understands his shit and he's a good wrestler." Dude, I don't give a fuck. A fucking dude acting like a 12-year-old with a sock puppet finisher is not something that I give a shit about. You have to have some sort of character. Like I like comedy wrestling and all, but Santino is not my type of comedy. Rockstar Spud and EC3 are my type of comedy, right? I can't fucking stand Santino, and the fact they put Emma with him is just.
What pisses me off even more is the fact that they put him with them. And then, like, we're supposed to understand Emma's gimmick, and they play Santino's music. That pisses me off more than anything. I'm like, I want the bubbles. But I do like the fact that they're kind of awkward and stuff. It's just there's nowhere else for them to go besides Fandango and Layla. So I think we're going to see him quite a bit. and you're going to get pissed off and break something on the TV.
I can't wait. I just can't wait. I can't wait.
Who does Paige face next? Who's the next challenger?
It's got to be a total diva, right? That makes sense. Nikki.
But we're behind Paige now, right? So is it going to be a heel, or does divas just not even have heel faces anymore?
They have the total divas and the non-total divas.
Alicia Fox is going to get that push. I'm telling you, it's coming one of these years.
She's changed heel to face more than Mr. Anderson in like 2011. Doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let's move on from Divas. 'Cause I don't know who she's gonna face, and I don't think anyone really cares. We just want to see Paige win, right? I don't think unless it's Emma, I don't think we really care, right?
I still am waiting for some of the NXT divas because I like some of the NXT
I like
divas.
Sasha Banks. I would.
Oh man,
I don't even want to talk
are you a fan
about
of
it,
the
man.
Best Friends?
Huh?
You a fan of the Best Friends, BFFs?
They're cool, dude.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, like, they were cool. I guess they're really not a thing anymore, right? I haven't watched NXT in a while, but I know Charlotte is turned.
Oh, I didn't even
What is
realize
she?
that. That's kind of a bummer. Okay.
No,
Uh,
they're still together. They're still together. Never mind. I thought Sasha turned face. She didn't turn face. I don't think. I haven't watched NXT in a while, man. I apologize for any of that.
yeah, I haven't been watching, but like you said, once you brought up Sasha, I really like Sasha.
She's my favorite, dude. I fucking love her.
I do like where they're kind of going though. They're kind of bringing up new NXT people after every pay per view now. So we got Adam Rose debuting tomorrow night, which is gonna be pretty exciting.
You looking forward to him?
Way more than Leo Kruger. I fucking hated Leo Kruger.
Really?
I absolutely
I thought the gimmick might have been a better idea than it actually was executed.
that,
Even though I thought he did the gimmick well. He did the gimmick well. I just don't know how well it would have worked.
that's what I'm saying. Like his whole, I didn't understand. Like it didn't seem to really work for me.
Right.
Because the way he looks, I don't think he's supposed to sound like that. And now that he's doing this whole party boy gimmick,
We'll see.
We'll see where it goes. Main event time. I tweeted out something, and obviously, I think somebody jumped on me right away about it. Like, there's a reason that he came out first.
Who, Daniel Bryan?
Yeah,
I still think that's fucking stupid.
but dude, they know how to book. WWE knows how to book. There's a reason. See.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, like Daniel Bryan wanted to attack Kane and all that, but I mean, like, and I guess like I've said this before, like it really depends on the whole situation. Like I guess it's cool, but whenever I see it, like even if I'm like cool with it, I still go, man, that's weird. Like even if I'm totally cool with it, it's just like it's just weird to me. I always think the champion should come out like last. I don't understand like whatever.
I think that they just didn't want to give up the pops of the yes chance.
Well, I mean, they obviously did it so Daniel could go fuck him up, like run down the ramp and all that. And
I would have loved to see him run in though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Where he's the one running in. I didn't really like when he left the ring. What do you think of the match, though? I thought a lot of people shitting on the match, and a lot of people hated on it because
I loved the fucking forklift. That was the coolest thing in the world to me. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking sweet. And it was even better when he came to the ring and then diving headbutted off the fucking thing, dude. The fucking pallet.
Were you more of a fan of the whole forklift or his skills at driving the forklift? Because obviously,
dude, he was fucking like he had the clutch and everything. They trained his ass to drive that thing. That was incredible, honestly.
And obviously, it was brought to you by vegetable oil, and everything was all natural. And he's like, "Wait, what does this run on?" Okay, it's good.
It's incredible, dude. It was sweet. I loved that. I mean, other than that, like the match was kind of the crowd was pretty much done at this point, right? I mean, like up until like near the end of that match where he got the forklift into the arena. I mean, the crowd wasn't popping for any of these big hits or anything. It was weird.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed. I think it was Blackjack who was like, dude, I'm from New Jersey, but fuck that crowd.
Yeah, like, what the fuck happened there?
It was
even when he got the forklift, until he did the headbutt off the forklift, it still wasn't like, they were just like, whatever.
I think in the backstage thing, once he punched out the window of the car, I kept thinking of that YouTube video where this dude's trying to use his head to break the car window and he fails 50 times. And, like, Kane just punches through one shot. And
Yeah, I thought he was going to fucking Goldberg and, like almost slit his wrist or whatever. You remember that?
Oh,
like, you remember when Goldberg like punched that window and he like would start bleeding everywhere? And they had to fucking. Just in WCW.
Just the like the little highlight video. I don't actually remember watching it, but it was one of the things I watched like in like a little clip.
It's pretty crazy, dude. I thought he was gonna do that shit, but he wears a big ass glove, so I think he's all right.
And then the Ford Taurus, they had to cover up. They covered up the logo. I was like, they reminded me of there was just a show on the other day where they kind of blocked out the logo. I kind of stopped watching this match. I'm not gonna lie, and I never tune away from a Daniel Bryan match. I think for me, just having Kane go from losing in 2 minutes at Mania to this whole challenger thing, I was just kind of disappointed. And I'd love to see Dr. Shelby come back.
Yeah, that'd be all right. I don't know. That was so like fucking corny. Like not corny, it was corny. Like just straight up, just the weirdest fucking shit in the world, right? Like I think that kind of would hurt Kane because Kane's trying to be this like super legit monster, right? Like that. that'd kind of kill whatever he's going for here, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm talking like he fucking choke slams Dr. Shelby. Like, that's what, like, he absolutely just destroys Shelby. Like, they bring him back.
Oh yeah, he would not even have to interact with him though. Like Shelby would have to come up to him and be like, "Hey, dude, you doing all right?" And he just like tombstones him four
Yeah,
times.
that's what I'm talking about. Like, he just beats the
Yeah.
shit out of him. Like,
Yeah,
I
he
think-
could not say a word to him. He could not be like, "Hey, man!" Like he would just look at him and then just fucking destroy him.
No, I was still, and I hate to say this because I hate when people keep bringing this up, but is this feud going to carry on now? Really? Like the way it ended, where he hits his pyro and everything, is like, there's more to this, really.
I know. I thought this was a one-off. I just thought this was something that they just got for Daniel Bryan because they needed something because he had a lot of shit happen in like a week, with his dad passing and all that. And it's just like I thought they just gave him like Kane. He's worked with Kane a lot. This is just like a simple thing, and they're still going with it. Like even after Daniel beat him straight up, pinned, they're still gonna go with it.
I'm more intrigued by the whole Stephanie Bree angle than I am the whole Kane angle. Like, I love the fact that Stephanie's coming in and, just playing this complete bitch, like, where she's trying to be on their side. And I don't know where you go from that then. Like, who else does she call into the stable? Who comes in to take out Daniel Bryan now? And what I was trying to say earlier, I still think that Kane will come out like, I want to face this, and then Punk comes out.
Punk is not coming.
Hey, you never know, bro. Did you see the pictures of him at the arena? I mean, come on. He was at WrestleMania 29, if you look closely.
CM Punk is in my name, and I want him back more than anything, but he ain't coming back.
Yeah,
He should go do a Ring of Honor show. That'd be cool. Ring of Honor's getting, like, I don't know if you heard, they're getting pay-per-views and shit. Like television pay-per-views.
No, but I've been watching their TV shows, and I don't know what it is about the TV shows. Like, I love the matches.
Their production value fucking sucks. It's like a 5-year-old on a hand cam fucking taped it.
They're absolutely shitty. Like, I've been watching lately, like, with the whole Kevin Steen thing they're setting up for Global Wars, and I've actually been really getting into ROH, and I didn't realize tonight that Drake Younger was done. Tonight's his last night on the Indies, because, like, he's shutting down his T-shirts and stuff.
He's not going to do you think he's going to do anything in WWE? I don't think he's going to do any.
If Mason Ryan's not getting pushed in the WWE, I don't think Drake Younger is going to get pushed.
I wonder what Mason Ryan's going to do now that, he got fired.
Going to the independent scene, man. He's going to take over ROH, and he's going to be the new champion.
I thought TNA was going to pick up. He seems like the guy TNA would pick up in a second. God damn,
just because he's a WWE dropout, right?
Yeah, and he's big.
I still want Mason Ryan. Like, this is what with ROH. I would love him because who is the guy that heads the Decade? The creepy
Jimmy Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs. I want Mason Ryan to come up with Jimmy Jacobs. Like that dude that's Jimmy Jacobs' cheerleader, the one with the hair. I can never think of his name. He just like goes out there. He's like his cheerleader, wipes his face and shit. Like I love Jimmy Jacobs, and I thought Mason Ryan would be perfect in that role because they brought up that other dude on TV on this week's show, and I think Mason Ryan would be perfect for that.
I think Mason Ryan should go to Ring of Honor with like the Matt Hardy gimmick, but just like a little different. Like he comes in there thinking he's better than everybody else. I was in the WWE. Look at my muscles.
And then somebody comes out and plays footage of him at NXT losing to jobbers. Like really?
It's just like him, and he's like fucking just flexing 24/7. All his matches are like just straight headlocks. That's just how you get heat in Ring of Honor. You just do like headlocks. That's all you do.
When you brought up the whole Matt Hardy thing, I thought you were talking about him just coming out and putting over the champion. Can't think of who it is right now. Matt, because Matt's with him now, right? The dude that's the
on what?
Ring of Honor. Matt Hardy's like in the stable with him. Like he comes out and he's putting him over, and then the dude gave him one of the titles. Matt Hardy's an ROH champion.
I don't really keep up Ring of Honor because they burned me on like 4 pay-per-views in a row. So I only keep up with it a little bit. I don't watch the show.
Oh man, yeah.
I just read about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's Adam Cole. So Adam won at the last pay-per-view 2 titles.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Adam Cole's a champion.
And then Adam Cole just came out with Matt Hardy. He's like, I'm going to give this title to somebody. And then he hands Matt Hardy a title.
He hands Matt Hardy. He probably handed Matt Hardy Jay Briscoe's title.
Yeah, he handed him Jay's title.
And I saw the picture that Matt Hardy did. He put stickers on it. He put Matt Hardy stickers on it.
Oh man, we kind of just got away from the whole WWE thing, but I actually really like.
Well, we were pretty much done. I mean, we talked about it.
Yeah, Extreme Rules. What would you give the overall pay-per-view, dude? This is their first, besides WrestleMania, like, because this is the first one where there's a replay now on the network because they're done with the contractual obligations, they're direct and everything. So now you guys can rewatch that pre-show now. It's up, isn't it? It's going live right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Go up and catch that. The full show, I would. I don't know. I think it's the worst pay-per-view of the year so far. In terms of
Royal Rumble was worse.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I misspoke.
TNA Sacrifice was worse.
Wait a minute. No. Come on. The Hebner bump, not Hebner, the Brian bump, the Stifler bump was just, oh my God. I could not stop laughing. And then, like, whoever had the perfect gif of it, but mine, you can hear Taz's, move, and then he falls. I was like, that was crazy. I watched TNA Sacrifice, and I was just like, oh,
I can't even watch it, dude. I remember when I would die for that goddamn company. Like, I would not let anyone insult them, and it's just like, now I can't even. It fucking sucks. Holy shit.
I would agree with that. I think the one pay-per-view that I couldn't stop watching was, I think, the 2012 Slammiversary, the X Division title match that started off, where it was like a triple threat. And
that was the one. That was also the one where AJ Styles and Kurt Angle teamed up to face. Was it Bad Influence? I think it was Bad Influence at the time. That was a good pay-per-view.
Yeah, I just remember that opening match was like the one TNA match in the last couple of years that stick out is that X Division where there was spot after spot after spot, and like you couldn't stop. And I was like, that's a good pay-per-view. And like the rest of the pay-per-view just kind of blew off. But overall, I'd probably give the pay-per-view like a 6 out of 10 tonight, and then the pre-show gets a 10 out of 10.
That is incredibly generous.
Really?
The entire second half of the show was ass.
I see. I don't think it was complete ass. I was really disappointed in the Divas match because I was hoping for more, but that spot that she just jams her into the barricade, that kind of gives a bump in points for me. I really like that because I legitimately pumped for that.
I don't rate pay-per-views or anything, so I'm not gonna rate anything. That's like my gimmick. I don't rate anything.
All right.
But I thought the first half was good. I enjoyed it, and then just the second half was just like. Fuck, I'll tell you right now, I couldn't even pay attention to the main event for like half the main event because of all of this. All of that ass.
Yeah, no, totally. Do you have the picture up right now?
Yes.
Oh God, that's the same thing. I honest to God was tweeting back and forth. And then if you read it, if you look at some of the ads from her, some of the pictures, like I gotta find it. I retweeted it. The picture of old Lodi, yes. Oh yeah, this one right here. Take a look at this one, and once I saw this, I was like, bam! I tweeted out. I sent it to you on Skype. I was like, yes. So my whole during that match was me just looking at the responses from that tweet. Like when I retweeted it, like it was up for a little bit and nobody really hit it, and then now it's at like 40 favorites and shit.
Bro, I'm gonna slide into those DMs. I'll tell you what happened afterwards. I'll make a follow-up video.
But then I was like looking at her photos and videos, and like in one of the pictures she looks like she was 12. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
She needs me, bro. Age is just a number, bro.
You look at some of the pictures, it's like there's no way that's her. Like, like there's just some.
Yeah, right.
I was like, I feel like such a creeper, but that ass in that picture. I was like, whoever took that photo, like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like they were like,
they got their own little copy of that one.
I'm still waiting for. I would have loved to see like a dude in the background, but like that ass had me like.
That's why David O'Tucker retweeted that shit.
That's the only reason. He's later on tonight. He's gonna go into the bedroom and what's her name? Jennifer Hudson's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Dad?" And she's like, "Wait a minute, okay, that ass. I agree, David.
I see
some
that.
of that. Yeah.
Good
oh man.
Lord,
Apparently, I don't know if you ever talk about Dolphins? Last year he predicted
the Reddit guy.
Yeah, last year he predicted like every match right, and he got WrestleMania wrong. And he got so pissed off about it. This is the guy that preached last year, I just want the leaks to stop, right? I want it to be wrong. And last month, they go off and his picks were completely wrong. He had a lot wrong. He's like, fuck that source. I'm never trusting him again. I'm never tweeting out his picks again. I'm like, wasn't that the whole point of your whole mission? I was like,
oh, yeah. I remember that dude. Yeah, he got real pissed off that one time. Fuck that piece of shit.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm reading. I've come in contact with my source and have been assured the pay-per-view results are still being leaked. And without bringing attention, apparently he got some wrong though. and I was a little I was so pissed off. Was it SummerSlam that we looked? I don't know if you looked, but we were sitting there and at Dolphins.
Oh, I didn't look at it. I didn't want to be spoiled.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I accidentally looked at it, and I said to myself, "Fuck, fuck, fuck," and I got so pissed off about it. But
I'm gonna contact this girl and see if I can get an interview.
are you seriously trying to get it? Like,
I'm gonna get an interview.
whoa, wait a minute. What is this? Okay, hold up. You need to see this one now. Like, I think this tells a little bit of a story, son. Yeah. Right now, everybody should tweet at her that CM Pulse. Yo, slide into Pulse's DMs.
I'm about to straight up message her. Yo, let me get an interview.
Are you serious right now, dude?
That's what the people want. The people want the interview. I know what the people want. I give it to them.
Oh man! Oh, she retweeted my tweet of her reaction. She retweeted the Embos picture. Yeah, I tweeted out. I was like, my exact reaction, Embo's face. She retweeted it, so we're totally getting her in this now. Yeah, dude. Get an interview with her. Make it happen. She's too glam to give a damn, bro.
I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna blow her up, guys. I think that sums up Extreme Rules right there.
Yeah, that one picture sums up Extreme Rules.
Oh man! All right, I really appreciate for my stream, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow Twitter at CMPULS and at Tubby and Pulse's channels in the link in the description. The 70 of you guys who watched, I appreciate it. And until next time, we will see you all later. There, my stream's over, Pulse.
Cool, dude. You just